Hello again to many of you. Very warm welcome to the last session of this year's Berlinale Talents program. Happy to have you all here. As many of our audience know, because they participate in our program and other guests, we have 14 different fields of work in Berlinale Talents. So there are directors, there are producers, but there are also composers, for example, and film programmers. So we are very happy to have a various international jury of Berlinale shorts here, also with the dear alum Lan, and with Jing, a film programmer, and Dascha, composer. I leave it to our Berlinale shorts curator and section head Anna Henkel-Donnersmarck to introduce the jury to you, and wish you all great fun for this session, and thank you so much for being with us.
Yes, this is the international jury of Berlinale Shorts. So I just start on the very left. Jing Haase, she is a programmer. She knows everything about the festival world, especially the short film festival world and short films. She was head of the market at the Nordisk Panorama and in Denmark and in Sweden for many, many years. And in Sweden, she took also care of the distribution and promotion of short films for the Swedish Film Institute. Jing Haase. Next to her is Dascha Dauenhauer. Dascha is a film composer. And when I put the jury together, I wanted, it's the 75th anniversary this year, and I wanted to invite people who have a strong connection to the festival or a long connection. And in Dascha's case, it's the last 8 years, so it's quite a short connection. But then again, she showed in the last 8 years 7 films at the Berlinale with music she composed, and we will see excerpts of 3 of them. 2 of them were shown this year or are still being shown. No Beasts of Fears and Islands. And yeah, I'm very happy to have a film composer on the jury this year. And maybe I have to add, I always try to invite somebody from the, in German you say Gewerke, from the crews. So we had a cinematographer, an editor, a sound artist, and now this year, film composer Dascha Dauenhauer. And our connection with Phạm Ngọc Lân goes back many, many, many years, because Phạm was a talent 3 times, twice in Berlin, once in Tokyo. He showed his first fiction short films with us, Another City and Blessed Land. We will also show excerpts of those 2 films. Then for his first feature film, he got the support from the World Cinema Fund, and premiered the film last year at Panorama, and immediately won the first feature award for Best First Feature by the GWFF. And now we're very happy that he came back again in a different position. So, Phạm Ngọc Lân. Yeah, and what we prepared, maybe we can switch on the camera now, is a kind of an interview game. These are the questions, and the 3 of them can pick which one they want to answer. And I'll just tell you the structure of the next 90 minutes. We have the card game. Then we will also watch some excerpts that are somehow connected to the topic, to the theme of Berlinale Talents this year, Listening Courageously. Then we do a little bit of card gaming again. Then we watch Lan's excerpts, then we watch Dascha's excerpts. And then, for the last part of the session, you are invited to also add your questions. You all have a piece of paper and a pen on your seat, so you can write down one question, and there will be a moment when you can join it, put it on the table here, and they can pick them if they want. So Jing, can you pick your first question, please? Which one do you want to answer?
Damn it, I shouldn't have put myself in this position. I think I'm going to take the filmmaker question because I'm not a filmmaker. Where do you go for inspiration? Because this is going to be a divided, because I often get a lot of inspiration and get things done when I go running. It's a very solitary thing. It's no music, no nothing, but I go running, and that's where I get new ideas to seminars I want to make or a program that I want to do somewhere. And it seems so wrong to say that, because for inspiration, I want to discuss with people. I'm just like in filmmaking, that it's something we all do together, and it's sure there's a director that maybe takes a lot of the credit at the end, but it's something we do together, and I think that is the most important part, to share your ideas, not sit there on your ideas and it's like it's mine and I want to. It gets so much better if you actually discuss it with people. So my inspiration is often in the ping pong with other people, even if the ideas come floating when I run all by myself.
Thank you. Dascha, which one are you going to pick?
I'll take this one. Which films have you seen more than 3 times? It's definitely Gone with the Wind. It was one of the first films I have ever seen, and was...
Put it a bit closer.
Okay, closer, okay. One of my favorite ones, because I remember then when I was a child, I had concerts and earned my own first money with my concerts, and remember that my first cassette was Gone with the Wind, because this very, very strong woman really impressed me. She went through so much, I mean, also political-wise and in her life, and it was really like a lesson for my life to get up and never give up.
Okay, thank you. Lan, which question do you pick?
Which book are you reading at the moment? So right now I'm reading the book. I think a few days ago I was in Paris, just visit and then watch films there. And then when I was around the old bookstore, then I find a book called History of Suicide. Yeah.
The History of Suicide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But actually it's a fiction. It's not like a non-fiction book. I can't remember the author. She's Jill something. I found it quite interesting. Like because in the book, then she writes about the suicide of her sister, her younger sister, and also the impossible to really go into to understand the decision of her. But on the way, like trying to understand, to investigate that, then she also tried to discover about the relationship of her family, and also the history of the suicide themselves in literatures and in films.
Thank you. Jing, your turn.
Already? Rituals on set. I'll say that for people who are on set. Which part of your work do you like the most? Well, maybe very shortly, what do I do for work? I'm not really sure, but I do a lot of festival distribution, which means I would take in a short film with international potential and do the festival strategy and submit it to festivals. I would go to a lot of festivals. I would moderate a lot of seminars. Normally, I would sit in Anna's chair. Damn it, much more fun to ask the questions than to answer them. And a lot of other stuff. So what I like the most, I think, is connecting people. What I like is to make sure that if I am in a room, I'm with some filmmakers and we meet somebody from the Berlinale, I'll make sure that they say hi in a more chilled way than that it's not so scary to meet the big programmers from the big festivals. Make sure that the filmmakers meet each other Especially in the Nordic countries, we have a lot of cooperation. Denmark, Norway, Finland, Sweden, Iceland, and Finland. I did that twice now. So make sure that they meet each other. Again, going back to where do you go for inspiration, so that filmmakers could also get inspired by each other, get talking, get new connections. So what I like mostly about my work is connecting people.
Dascha, which one?
My next question is very similar to yours. Which part of filmmaking do you enjoy most? And I think my answer is very ambivalent, because I enjoy the period of finding the concept the most, but I also suffer the most. But I think it's for me the most interesting thing, to enter a project and to get to know each other. I mean, the director, and to exchange visions. And then I start recording instruments, or working with my analog synthesizer. So I really discover new things. But of course, I suffer also a lot, because you can't force yourself to have this one very unique idea immediately, and sometimes it takes 5 days and sometimes 5 months, and it can be really challenging and hard.
And Lan, which one do you pick?
Yes, because since Dascha take the filmmaking part, so maybe I also take one. Yeah. So, what was your first time in the cinema? So I remember that's around the time when I was 7 years old. Yeah, because in my cities, then actually I'm in Vietnam, and then at the time I was born in '86, and Hanoi is just Vietnam, the country, just opened to the world around 1990s. So during that time, then there's a lot of cultural exchange between the country and some other countries. And then there's a lot of cultural organizations they opened in Hanoi, and they show films, they show exhibition, and also concerts. But during that time, then our government really worried about if there's something changed in culture, might lead to the change in politics. So in area of the screenings or concerts or exhibition, there will be like secret police, like secret country police, come inside and watch everything. But all the things that happens during the night, after the working hour, so the secret polices, they don't really, I think they don't really care about arts, because they always thought that it's quite hard to understand and not really fun to gather. So they just give those tickets to someone else, and my mother and my father always get some of that tickets, so that's why they brought me to cinema. So yeah, when I was small.
The leftover tickets from the police brought you to the art of cinema. It's nice. That's maybe a good transition to watch some clips. So the first one we're going to see is Lan's film, Another City. We watched the beginning of the film. That film premiered here at Berlinale in 2016, and it was your first fiction film, I believe. Yeah, fiction short film. Yeah, can we please watch Another City? The excerpt is 5.5 minutes long. I asked 3 of them to share with us, after we watched the clip, what went through their mind while watching the clip. So maybe, Dascha, can I start with you? So it's not always Jing I start with. What went through your mind when you watched this excerpt?
It reminded me on like a theater piece, like everything was so staged and like a coulisse. What is coulisse?
Stage,
yeah,
stage design, props.
Yeah. And the emotions were really clear to me. So he said, okay, he's literally saying what he's feeling. Yeah, but of course it's hard to say something out of context. Yeah.
I was thinking very much about Listen Courageously that we have here, because they say nothing and there's a lot of listening to do when you see it. I love the way you start this film. I love how I get drawn into it. For me, it's super important, especially with short films. You know, don't make these long beginnings that needs to look like features. This one is super interesting. I get to meet some characters. I have no idea who they are, but I am intrigued straight away in the way they frame them, in the way they look at me. So the way you build it up just makes me want to know them more. And the first time somebody says something, boom, again, you're in the middle of something. I just got dumped. Really love that beginning.
Maybe I can add before you can say something. So I asked the two of them to choose excerpts, but this is the one that I chose. And so I will share why I chose this one. When I first watched the films again, I really liked with this excerpt how this sort of kitschy song kind of tells the story already, or it foreshadows what the film is kind of about. And I liked it how that kind of intro to the world. And now as I watch it for the second time, I realized there's something really smart going on, because very often film music defines what a scene feels like. Like if you, I don't know, have rain falling down, if you put jolly music on it, it's a completely different feeling than if you put sad music on it, although it's the same image of rain. And what I thought was interesting here is we start with these very melancholic, sad faces and empty space, and the music gets a different feeling because I come with this feeling to this kitschy song. And suddenly this kitschy song feels very melancholic. And I think if I hadn't seen those images before, that song would feel more jolly. And so I thought it was a really interesting effect that way round.
But it still puts a smile on your face. I mean, there's, like you say, it changes the mood, and someone's like, okay, what's going on now? Yeah. What was that now? You know, it just, because it changes the mood, it keeps me on my toes. I need to keep watching to get what's going on here, which I really love.
Lan, do you want to share what went through your mind? Since you haven't seen this film in a long time, it was finished in 2016.
Yeah. So with this film, I think it's my first short fiction one, and it made like almost 10 years ago. So at the time, because it's also the first time when I made the film, so the first time I was really on the set and also in front of the monitors. So when do writing, I just try to. I think at the time I just try to combine and to have some practice with some element of cinema. And maybe before that, then I had some background design also on photography. So what I was writing is really based on that first. And of course, at the time I didn't understand anything about directing actors, actress. So I always feel that the rhythm in films are very important. And in order to have some direction on rhythm, I think some of the very easiest way maybe like we can have a song. So at that time, I mean with this song, then actually it been repeated in karaoke bar in Vietnam so many times, but I just only like the lyrics, but not the song, it's the music itself. So I was working with a composer to rearrange the music for that, and rearrange in a feeling that I feel that, oh, this should be a film that I will make with that. And when I was on set, then I think at the time, because all the actors or the cameramen, they already hear the sounds before, so when they work with that, it's quite fluid. Mm-hmm.
And also I just, now as we talk, realized that because it's karaoke, we have the song first, and then the song becomes something he sings himself. So he kind of starts to own it, and an artificial emotion becomes a personal emotion. And we have this backdrop of a waterfall photograph, the type of wallpaper, and later in the film they are actually in front of a real waterfall. So you have the same moment of something artificial becoming something real. Yeah. Okay, so shall we watch the next excerpt? It's from Blessed Land, a film you made in 2019, and the excerpt Lan chose is 4 minutes long. So Lan, why did you pick this excerpt?
Oh.
I mean, at the beginning it's obvious, but still I'm curious to hear it from you.
Yeah, so because I think when you were asking me to choose one excerpt, and I think that about the topic of the talents this year is like listening incorrectly. So I think it's like listening is not only about like listening to the people talking or like the conversation or any dialogues in the film, but also dare to listen to the nature, to everything, so something around, and from that we can understand something like deeply, maybe like to the from the people, but also like from something like bigger than that. Mm.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting at the beginning is when there's this discussion, we don't listen to strangers, but then again, you cannot trust your own imagination or your memory, like what the young man says to the woman. I thought it was interesting, the different aspects of who do you listen to.
Love the cow. Love how
So
you introduce the cow.
cow.
Yeah, but again, I love the way that you build stories, because from the first moment you are so curious about what happens on that golf course, and you build the characters. I mean, when you see the woman and then you see the man, and you kind of already have an idea of what kind of people they are. There's something in the way that you build it, and your visuals in it is super beautiful pictures there. And then cut to these next to amazing is what's going on with them? Where are they going? What's this all about? You keep us on our toes. We are super curious, and then we get into their story. Okay, we're in the cemetery. There's something happening, and then the cow comes in, and you again it's like, what was that? So I really love that way where you build the story. It's like, okay, now I'm starting to get it. I'm with them. Moo. Love it.
I also liked that, in a way, you guided through the scenes with the sounds, and I also liked that I thought there's a ship, a sound of a ship, and then you replace it with something else. I love these kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a whistle theme going on in this one, and like you said with the first one, you do something with the rhythm, the music. This time whistling. Nice.
Yeah, and maybe we move straight on to your excerpts, Dascha. Then can we see Golda, please? An excerpt from Golda. It's a film that was at Berlinale in 2022.
Yes, 22.
I think Berlinale Special Gala.
No, 22, no, 23.
23? Okay,
Yeah,
we have to look
yeah.
it up.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
But yeah. And the excerpt is 2.5 minutes long. Dascha, why did you pick this part? Is it the beginning of the film?
This is the beginning, and that's why that was like the hardest part for me to compose, because with the introduction, you really set the tone for the whole film, and I mean, it was a tragedy what happened in Yom Kippur War, and also everything around Golda. So but I didn't want to only tell the tragedy. I also wanted to tell her as a really strong but also vulnerable woman that really had to make the hardest decision you can imagine. And I want to show all these facets in this piece, and that's why I chose an orchestra, to show the greatness of this person. But I also break it with solo violins that are really thin and vulnerable, and tried to keep it really multifaceted.
So the driving is, or how do you say, at the core is her personality in that case for you, or the story of the film?
No, yeah, the
Is it- or is
story
it
of the film is kind of her personality because of the chamber piece, and it's not an anti-war film. It's more like an biopic, but it's it's on a psychological level, and only in this 3 weeks showed this 3 weeks, and it was really important to show her as a woman.
Ying Lan, anything you would like to share?
I mean, I was like, when you just grab us and you're in there, and the way that you, again, listen courageously. I totally understand why you use a clip like this. It's really setting the tone. You keep saying you try to, no, you did. That beat that also gets more and more into you. You really feel it physically, but mixed. Suddenly, I mean, you really tell the whole story already there that I really loved, and then the voices come in before you see them. You're carried. I mean, the storyline is really in the music, or in the composition. I was hit physically. Thank you.
Yeah, with this, I think you did choose a very efficient way to make the music, because I think for the first 2 seconds, then I can got of the film, I can get all the genre, the feeling of like the film, how it will be like. So for me, it's a very fast way to really go into the film. But then here, I think that the way the directors it seems like he tried to straighten the time more in order to increase the how do I say in English,
the pressure?
Yeah, the pressure, and the music you choose, like it's be the instrument. There's two main instruments: the beat one and also the violins one. So for me, the beat one is more like something from the heart or the steps. Yeah, it really follow that, and the violin is something like from the brain, like something that we see that she's kind of a bit vulnerable, like what you say, but she's really straightforward. She do what she think. Yeah, so I understand the characters through that.
There was one sound, or probably instrument, that felt to me like something from an administration or from an institution, or I don't know whether it was a clock or a timer or something.
Maybe you mean the cowbells, because maybe.
But as if, or maybe like a school bell or a church bell, cowbell. And then when she enters the courtroom, it's clear, okay, she is in an institution, but it was interesting how it was foreshadowed that there's some kind of a system in place there.
For me, of course, we're sitting here as the short jury and talking about, because here it's also obvious that this is not a short film. This builds up for a feature film. I think if I knew that this film was 12 minutes long, I would have something completely different to say about it. Here it's just an amazing way to open a film, because you know that it will open up to something completely different as well. Yeah.
Yeah, all the 3 films, film examples of Dascha's are feature films. And so we move on to the next.
Sure.
No Be So Fierce. That one is 1 minute 40 long. And that film was shown, or is shown this year at the Berlinale. Dascha, you want to share why you chose this part?
I mean, it's a very special scene, because the whole movie is not like that. We have 2 parts in the movie. The first part is like the reality. So we are telling the story in reality, and then we have a transition. This is the transition into Rashida. This is the protagonist in her subconscious, and from that point, we are telling the story out of her, from her subconscious, and this is like. Yeah, this was shot as a music video, so without any sounds. And usually you have the music and then you shoot a music video, and that was the opposite here. So it was very interesting for me to work on that, because I didn't have anything on sounds, and was trying to, of course, to find something that really shows that she's drawn into her mind, and very unsettling and disquieting. And I was thinking about, because in general I really love to work with vocals or human voices, and of course, I mean, it's pretty evident, but I wanted to work with breath, because you can use it very rhythmical, and you can also hear if a person is stressed or very calm on the way it's breathing. So I thought it's nice also to, because I didn't have any sounds, to give the people also a voice through the human voice elements, and I also used a humming, and yeah.
And if you like using voices, often the problem is if you don't choose this breath option, what do you do with the lyrics? What do you do with the words?
I use human voices without words, I have to say it, because they're so. What I really love is like singing or record singers, and then to distort it with different effects, because their options are eternal, you know.
But do you give them, when you record voices that are singing, do you give them some kind of
no,
lyrics?
Just o,
just
or, just
letters.
vocals. Yeah. So this is it.
Lan Ying, anything you want to share?
I mean, this piece is a bit complex for me for music. So actually, I'm quite curious on how you made it. Like you made it layers by layer first, or how do you think to?
I mean, I'm coming from new music or avant-garde music, classical music, and I really love to compose or to incorporate also elements from new music into film music, because I'm a bit tired of listening to all the stuff we heard several times or 1,000 times, and I will try to use also experimental ways of composing. And here I just recorded the breath. It's also the protagonist herself. She came to my studio and we recorded it, and then I have all my sounds, and then I start working on like collages, musical collages. So I have all my sounds, and then I just put it into my software, and
Layer by layer. Jing, anything you want to add?
It's funny you said that you sounded like a music video, because it's like, whoa, this is very much a music video. But I think also it really represents, the sound really represents that strong woman that you see in the pictures. There's something super powerful in it. And the breath also, through everything that happens, I think, like you said, the breath keeps it human. You focus on the person. It's not just characters, or there's something that makes me drawn to, okay, it is this woman, it's her breath, but very powerful. Yeah.
But then, because I know that this film is a feature film, and it seems very important part of the film. So when you do the core of the film, then do you start with this piece first, and then you start?
No,
with
that was the last one, because as I said, the whole film is completely different than this. So it was the last thing I did, because first of all, I wanted to have a concept for the first part, because this is completely electronic, and the second part is like avant-garde music with acoustic, distorted sounds, and that was the last decision that was made. So what do we do here? What kind of sounds? Because this is like something in between.
Wasn't that very special to make a film that must have two very different soundscapes?
Absolutely.
And are there something?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you have elements that you then, from the first half of the film, that you bring in?
No, nothing. I have to say.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's for me, it's really completely different. Also the scenography the cinematography, also the costumes. It's kind of, yeah, it's a completely different storytelling, and we decided to have also very different music. Yeah, but the parts themselves, they are really homogeneous. You know, so there's a concept with themes. So, yeah.
Okay, then let's watch Islands, 3 minutes 15, also premiered this year at the Berlinale in Berlinale Special.
Maybe other.
Dascha, why did you pick this part?
Yeah, I think, I thought it's good to show how different film music can be and what you can do with film music. Here in this film, I have way more limitations because this is kind of a genre film like neo film noir, and my task was to keep the tension, you know, through the whole film with the music, because you see, I don't know, holidays, sun, you know, so very, I don't know, so this atmosphere, and the music tells something different, because there's something, you know, that we don't know, and yeah, so that was, I was limited in a way, yeah, and yeah, that's it.
And since it's a neo-noir or neo-film noir, did you go for references? Did you do research about that kind of music?
Yeah.
How did you approach this sort of commission?
Yes, absolutely, because of course, you have to do something that, there's a connection to former works, and I inhaled, for example, Bernard Herrmann, the Vertigo soundtrack, but still we don't have a film from the 60s, we have a modern film, so I inhaled it, and then I tried to put it in new contexts, so to do still something new, because I also wanted to put something from my soul, from my being an artist, you know, into the music.
And when you say inhale the music, how do you do that? Do you watch the films? Do you just listen to the music without the images? What does inhaling look like?
I go to bed with my earphones, and then I listen through a whole night, and in dreams I inhale the music.
Right. And if I may add, I love this film, and I really like it because, and I'm not interested in genre films, but now I found my genre, the neo-noir genre. And what I really love about this film is it's so elegant. And I think it's very much thanks to the music. Because I tried to watch this now, imagining it without the music, just the images. And then it could also be a very good TV film, very good camera work and everything, but it's not an art house movie. But the music adds this strange kind of grandeur without being over the top. The film itself, the cinematography, everything is excellent in that film, and not without showing off. But I think the elegance comes very much thanks to the music. Yeah. So these are all my compliments. Now, what went through your mind?
Yeah, I was thinking a little bit the same thing, that this is different. I think now, of course, we listen even more to it because we know this is your part in it. Because I think, and this is really a compliment, that otherwise I might have forgotten that the music is there, but it is so obvious that that is the tone setter, that it is unsettling. There's something that is not right from the beginning, and that is all in the music. But you kind of not forget that it's there, but it's really so integrated in the storytelling and in the visuals that you do not always listen to it. I lost the word, but yeah, you might not notice it, but it's really powerful anyway, or effectful.
well, like talking about music with this film, it's really, really hard. Even like I didn't really watch the film. But here I also, when I watch, I also imagine like try to separate if we have that piece, but without the music, then how it going on. But I think it will be much longer. The feeling will be much longer than with this music, and so like the way somehow. I would say like it's some actions or some gesture is really fits the music, and some like not. So it's give the like rooms for some kind of imagination, and with some piece, some notes, some music, it repeats a bit. It's more like a question for the audience, like so how this should be, how it should be. I mean the investigation. Yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay, so we can go back to the card game. We have half an hour left. I would say we do, can we please switch the camera on again? We do one round here with the remaining cards, and during that time you can write down a question if you have one, and we will collect them and put them on this table again. Lan, do you want to start this time and pick a question?
So normally I always have a fountain pen with me.
Can you read it? So because I'm not sure if
okay.
everybody.
The question is like, what do you always carry with you? So yeah, when I travel, I always have the fountain pen with me because actually I watch not so many films, but I read a lot. And on the way when I do reading, I always like on putting note, or I always try my thought, my thinking into the book. For me, it's more like the way to do the conversation with the author of the book. Even they or he or she like live like maybe a decade, 100 years ago with us, but it's like also the way we try to connect with them.
Do you write in the book?
I write
in
on
the
book.
pages.
Yeah, in the pages. Yeah.
And do you go back and read it afterwards?
Sometimes. Yeah.
And you have a book. Do you have the book with you, the one you bought in Paris?
No, I put it in the hotel.
Otherwise we could have put it under the camera. But that's super interesting. And is that part also of your writing process for the script writing? This process of dialogue?
No, normally when do writing, then I still have a teen notebook. Then I will write that down something. Yeah, but I don't think that collects ideas from the book that we read like too directly. It's the good way, because I think for that it really blocks us. Yeah. So for me, it's more like when we do creating something, we really need to forget the things that we used to read or watch before.
So it's not that you write it because you want to remember it, it's more the dialogue that you have when you think. Yeah. So like you say, you might not go back and you don't go through the book and say, oh, this was great, I put it in.
For me, go back's not too important. It's more like I want to talk with the author.
Really nice.
So it's questions you write, or what do you write?
Sometimes I put the notes like, oh, why do you think you like that? And maybe I have an opposite idea with that. Yeah, sometimes I put some more idea, like really like build up the one. It's like that, or sometimes maybe it's just different things. Yeah.
Can you be angry with the author as well? Like you say, it's like, no, I really don't agree with you.
No.
You always talk nicely to him or her.
Yeah.
A very polite person, a very polite reader. Okay, Dascha, you want to pick the next one?
Yeah, I found a card that is quite the same. So, what do you always have on you or with you? I have actually it's salt, because I'm a bit afraid of going out without salt. So I always go to McDonald's or Burger King, and I'm stealing these little packages of salt to have. These packages in all my bags, and this is the thing I have always with me. Why? Addict. I'm an addict.
But you use it. You also salt. You put it on food.
Yeah. It's an addiction. Music and salt.
Very nice. Jing, which card are you going to pick?
When do you stop listening? I think we have to get to it. I stop listening when people are mansplaining. I think it's unfortunately also still in our industry, and yes, it is often the older men that have so much to say, and they use so many words. And for God's sakes, I work in short films. I have such a short attention span. And you know, and also mansplaining, you know, yeah, you are mansplaining things to me. I know what you're saying already. Don't spend that half hour doing it. So that's when I stop listening, basically because that person I'm talking to has stopped listening, is not interested in what I would have to say. And those people are just not very interesting. So that would be mine. Then I don't listen anymore.
So we have a very short break to collect your cards and come back to this. Okay, so these cards are bigger now. I can't really squeeze them in there. You're still allowed to take the smaller cards. It's whatever you feel like. So, yeah. Even more. Cool. Whoa, wow, that's a lot more. Okay, you can already start picking while I spread. So there's one for you if you want to do it specifically. But you don't have to. It's
Okay, enough with the empty air. I'll start with what recommendations do you have for new filmmakers working on their first short films? Watch a lot of short films. Unfortunately, there is a lot of short filmmakers that think they're I'm the first one to make this kind of film. I've made something completely new. And often when you then ask a programmer, then we have often seen it before. So that would be my first recommendation. Another recommendation is, if you're making a short film, don't try to make a feature. If you want your film on the festival circuit and the short film festival circuit, we don't want to watch an attempt of making a feature film in 15 minutes. That's often not very interesting for us. A short film has, just like we saw the beginning of your films, it's a completely different way of telling a story. It's just getting in there, getting me intrigued, getting me interested. It's a completely different art form. So don't try to make a feature, because that's not what you're doing, and that's boring. So those would be my two first recommendations. Watch a lot of shorts, and then make shorts.
There's a question for you, so for me, not for you, for me. Do you compose the music during the editing process before the picture log often? I mean, I tried a few times to start with a script, so to compose music, but it didn't work out for me, at least. So usually I see the rough cut, or often I also start before, but I have to say that the director's of course very busy with the editing, so I usually start with a rough cut, so I can exchange ideas, and also the editing defines the story a lot, so sometimes it's not clear also for the music where direction do we really go.
I think maybe this also for you.
Yeah, why?
So maybe I pick this one. Like, what advice you give for young filmmakers? Actually, I do not have like any specific advices, but actually, I remember when I was still studying photography, like in 2012. Then my tutor at the time, he was Antoine Agata. So right now he has an exhibition in Pompidou, and he's from the group of like a journalist photographer. So he said to me, I remember doing creative, more like you staying in a room with just only the window and the mirror. And the good creators maybe really need to find the way to balance between those two, because through the windows you can really see the society, the outside, but through the mirror you can see yourselves. So how you can find the balance in between that? You can have the project that really see. From them, the audience can really see yourself, but can also see, it can reflect something else more. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's
that's a really beautiful image. The two kind of frames. Thank you. Jing, you want to continue if we do it in circles?
How to win this competition? Just got on the table. If you'd asked yesterday, I mean, we could have taken bribes, right? I mean, that would have been great.
I'm still waiting to be bribed as a programmer. Nobody ever tried to bribe me.
So sad, right? I mean, people should really do that. But unfortunately, that was yesterday, because it's too late. We have decided already. Okay, how to win it. It's, I mean, for us in the discussions this morning, it's, I mean, kudos to the programmer, because it's been a really interesting program. So what we're looking for is, of course, something, just for what I said before, something that sticks out, something that is different, something that surprises us. A film can be beautiful in so many ways. A film can be interesting in so many ways. So it's hard to answer in, we're looking for this kind of film. But yeah, it's that je ne sais quoi, the X factor. But bribe, of course, first of all.
And I think I have to stop here now before you talk too much about your decision. I developed this whole complicated setup so we don't talk about the competition. And now it's
maybe that's
undermined.
Maybe that's also where I have to say it is for fun when I say that we can be bribed, right?
Yeah. In my case, not. I'm still waiting. Okay.
Yeah, so this is the good cards for me thing. Yeah. So what attracts you to a project? It's money? No. no, really not. No, really not. I think that I'm looking for. I really love art house, European art house, political themes. Because I feel like I'm a very small, tiny human being on this world, and this is what I can maybe make, add to the world a bit, you know, so to, I don't know, to make people think about certain topics, you know, and and of course it's very important for me, and I really try to communicate it before I enter a project that I want to be still me. Of course, there are projects I have to fit a genre, but it's very important for me to be me and to express myself as an artist, and to, also to be allowed to, I don't know, to be crazy or experimental, you know. So this is also a very important aspect for me.
So I guess maybe this for me, because for me, what you look for from in your creative team. So for me, the belief in creative team is the most important things, because when I do films, sometimes for me, doing film sometimes it's more like holding a flashlight and walking in during the night. So sometimes you cannot really see the finish line, but you just know that by the feeling that you should go this way or that way, and maybe you only can see the roads like some meters in front of you. So yeah, because for example, like in my previous feature film, then actually we had a very serious accident during shooting, because of my first day of shooting, then the two actor and actress, they fall out from the motorbike when we do filming, so they get all the mark there. And because working in Vietnam, we have no insurance of film. No company want to have that things. So and we had the crew from the south to go to the north to make that, but we already signed the contract, so that a lot of money that's fly away with that. We couldn't really continue those shooting days. So at the time we have to stop and then try to reorganize the team and try to find another schedule. But then we really see back to our pocket, and we see that with those left in pocket, we cannot really have the film that we write in the script. So that time I discussed and I try to convince my producer, because I know that just only by the way to like writing like the new 40% of the script, and also make a black and white film but not a color film like the original script, and it can make the film become good, because like making the film to black and white, and sometimes it you don't really need to care about the color of the lightings. You can also reduce the camera team, the number of people in camera team, and also the makeup guys, and also like don't care much about the color of the production design department. Yeah, so but we all understand that from the color to black and white is really big changes, and it will like make the producer seems become crazy, because they will all know that they cannot sell the film as it used to be. Yeah, but luckily that they all believe that that is the good and the only decision, and they believe on that.
And so this trust, is it, I mean, do you work always with the same team? Because you do work with some of the actors. They have been in all your films, like the woman we see we saw her twice in the films. She was also in Coolie Never Cries, your feature film. So also behind the camera, do you always work with the same people, and this trust developed over the years?
Actually, I'm more with the same. I do not really have the same crew, because all the film industry in Vietnam stay in the south, but I'm still in the north. And the film they actually is mostly for commercial films, and and people always busy. But by working with this, then actually sometimes we should have a more flexible schedule. So I put the priority more to the actor, actress. And the reason for that is like I found that, of course, when I met my actress, actually the reason that I worked with, I choose to work with the main actress, the old woman that you talk about, is because I watched her film when I was very small, and I was very impressed by her acting. And with this, by like making some shots and also making the feature, then when I try to arrange it and I watch by myself, then it seems for me it's like a soul, a people, but like living through so many life. Yeah, so for me it has something really touch for that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Then we do another round. We still have time for maybe 1 or 2 rounds.
Tell me this for you. I don't think I should, but that one is for me. I think that was put on that.
This one?
I think so. Would you see film? Would you see the full film? Why can't I say that? Full film when you select films, or do you see 15-minute films in 2 times speed in 3 minutes? And I think that's a classic question that from filmmakers to festival programmers and people who select films in many ways. I can't speak for all festivals, but for a good, well-known festival, all films will be seen, and not on 2 times speed. I think what can differ is how you watch the films. I mean, if you're one of those that make a 25-minute films where the first 5 minutes is that feature film opening with the drone shot and blah, 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 that might be where you also take your phone out and send that text to your friend because we also have a dinner tonight, because you don't catch me 100%. And so I use a little bit of my brain to do something else as well. But all films at good festivals will be watched from the first to the last second. But think about, again, keep my attention, because otherwise people will be second screening. And even if you're right, please see my film with in a dark room and preferably on a screen like this, and please turn up the music. It's not always possible. I mean, programmers for big festivals watch a lot of films. Sundance has 13,000 short films. Most big festivals... 13,000.
That's more than I thought.
Oh, no, exactly. But the big festivals would have 6,000 to 8,000 films. So again,
we have this year we had 4,600.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a lot of films for a programmer to go through. So keep our attention. Then we won't second screen, but we will see the film.
Dascha, you want to pick one more?
I don't know which card. Do you have something to suggest? Yeah, that's yeah.
I think I lost one card. I used to have, what are you really bad at? Oh, no,
Yeah,
there it is.
no, it's over there.
I'll take this. So what are you afraid of? I think that I'm afraid of many things. But I have always tried to face it, and I imagine always like myself pushing from a mountain, you know, but with a bungee Seil?
Bungee rope?
Bungee rope, yeah, thank you. So of course I'm not gonna die. But it's, yeah, I think it's, for me it's very important, no matter you're scared or not, just face it, just do it. The worst thing is just that it's maybe embarrassing for a few seconds, or I don't know, you fail, but you get up and you can be proud of yourself. And I really have to say, most of the time, it has a positive result, or it had a positive result. Yeah, when I.
Here I see one, but I don't think it's for myself, because all 3 jury members here.
And I refuse to answer questions.
Yeah, so I think I should translate to Anna. But yeah.
But I'm not going to answer any questions here.
Okay. So there's one, I think it's for me. What do you wish from a DP? Any tips for DPs? So I think for just me, like the requirement for DP is like how he can be very flexible, but also be very nice. Like, I mean, the characteristic, for me the characteristic is very important, like because we really need to be, because for film sometimes we work in so many days and so many months, so it's more like a family. So if we can really match with someone else like that, then it can be more, because working with whom is, for me, is more important than working with for the characteristic. And I also think the flexible thing should also be important, because right now I just only have chance to make indie films and with kind of very limited budget. So, but in my film, then I always direct the camera, like how it go, and also combine with the directing the mise-en-scenes. So mostly for me, the DP will work with the lights, and he try to for the lightings more. So but the problem is like we have a limited budget, so we also don't have too many things spending for lights. So how we can really manage?
Is the DP also your partner for sparing ideas? So, we're shooting a scene, so how do we do this? Will you also listen to the DP, or do you have your ideas of?
Because in Vietnam, what I said, like I stay from the north, and there's not so many like people working in the industry there. So normally when I make film, I often go to set very early, and I also do scouting and find location first, and I come with a writer's viewfinder or come with the iPhones to really see and find the how we put the camera first, and then sometimes I go with the actors to really choose that first. And so when we visit the set again with the DP, then I think most of the shot is already.
And I'll add, to finish this beautiful session off, I'll add an anecdote. When you said the person needs to be nice, the DP needs to be nice, I spoke to a friend of mine the other day whose daughter is training to be an astronaut. She's studying astronomy and wants to be an astronaut. And I said, I met an astronaut, and she was a wonderful, great person. It was a pleasure to talk to her. And then this friend of mine said, astronauts are always nice people. They are cast to be nice people because otherwise you don't survive up there in a group, in a small group out there all on your own with 2, 3, 4 other people. So every astronaut you ever meet will be a wonderful person.
But isn't this a little bit like when you cast a short film jury?
It's really nice that you say that, because when I put the jury together, I always try to meet the people beforehand, or if I can't meet them, to watch many interviews with them. So in Dascha's case, I watched and listened to many interviews. Jing, we know each other. Lan, we know each other, because I want to find out, are these people the other two want to spend intense time with and gonna have fun. So yes, I do cast you because I think you're very nice people.
and to be clear more, like we didn't have any fights this morning. Yeah, when we select winners.
Yes. Yes, so I hope you met a lot of nice people here at the Talents and at the festival, and that you listened courageously and continue listening courageously and doing beautiful work. Thank you very much for coming.